teacher Jeanne. In this lesson, you will learn about Cartesian coordinate system. After going through this lesson, you are expected to first describe the Cartesian coordinate plane or x-axis, y-axis, quadrant, and origin. Second, determine the coordinates of a given point in the coordinate plane and the quadrant where it is located. Third, plot the given pair of coordinates in the Cartesian coordinate plane. Given the seat plan of grade 8 students prepared by Mrs. Revilla, the advisor, Mrs. Cruz, a mathematics teacher, followed the same arrangement with some modification. He wrote a pair of numbers against each student's name in the seat plan. But as you noticed, some of them were not given. By looking on the pattern, we can tell that the first number indicates the column and the second number indicates the row. So let's identify the missing seat numbers of some students. Let's start with Claire. We have 1, 1. That's correct. Next is Sophie. We have 2, 4. That's correct. What about Nicole? We have 3, 1. Next is Shane. We have 1, 3. That's correct. Next is Hannah. We have 3, 3. And for the last, we have Audrey. 2, 2. That's correct. Good job! Now, before we proceed, let's define first the different terms related to our lesson. Let's have plane. Plane is a flat surface that extends infinitely in 2 dimensions, and blackboard is considered a plane. Next figure is what we called grid. Grid is a pattern of horizontal and vertical lines, usually forming squares. Now, way back on your grade 7, you already had the number line. 0 is the origin, and the numbers to the right of the origin are positive or the numbers greater than 0. And the numbers to the left of origin are negative or the numbers less than 0. So here, that horizontal number line is what we call the x-axis. If we are going to draw another number line, it will be perpendicular to the x-axis, and that is what we call the y-axis or the vertical number line. Together, they are called the coordinate axes. In our previous activity, Mrs. Cruz made use of the idea of the xy plane or the Cartesian plane to remember the names of her students. The rectangular coordinate or Cartesian coordinate plane is made up of 2 perpendicular number lines. Perpendicular means they form right angles whose measures equal to 90 degrees. And here we have 4 right angles and a total of 360 degrees. Did you know that? René Descartes is a French mathematician in the year 1596 to 1650 who introduced the use of coordinates to locate a point in 2 or 3 dimensions. He is also known as the father of modern mathematics. Now, let's proceed on the other parts of the Cartesian plane and its uses. As I have mentioned earlier, 2 lines are perpendicular to each other and they meet at a point called the origin. So origin is a point of intersections of 2 lines or the coordinate axis. The 2 axes divide the plane into 4 quadrants, labeled or numbered in a counterclockwise direction. Let's start at the upper right of the Cartesian plane and we have quadrant 1. Next, on the upper left, we have quadrant 2. On the lower left, we have quadrant 3. And for the last, on the lower right, we have quadrant 4. Take note, use Roman numerals 1, 2, 3, 4 in naming the quadrants. 2, 3 is a pair of number given in our activity a while ago. The values of x and y are what we call the coordinates of the point, an ordered pair of numbers of the form xy, where x and y are elements of real numbers. 2 is what we call the x-coordinate, or also known as abscissa, and 3 is what we call the y-coordinate, or also known as ordinate. The positive values of the y-axis are above the origin, and the negative values are below the origin. The positive values on the x-axis are to the right of the origin, and the negative values are to the left of the origin. Every point in a plane can be described in terms of an ordered pair xy. The coordinates of the origin are 0, 0. The sign of the coordinates tells us the quadrant in which a point lies. For points located on quadrant 1, both coordinates are positive. A point in a quadrant 2 has a negative x-coordinate and a positive y-coordinate. Every point in quadrant 3 has both negative coordinates. A point in quadrant 4 has a positive x-coordinate and a negative y-coordinate. If a point has a given x-coordinate but 0 is the y-coordinate, it is located on the x-axis. So we have the given x-coordinate, 0 is the y. And if a point has a 0 x-coordinate but has a given y-coordinate, it is located on the y-axis. So we have 0 is the x and a given y-coordinate. Now let's have plotting a point. So here are the steps that we need to consider. First, start at the origin 0, 0, move to the right if the x-coordinate is positive or to the left if it is negative along the x-axis. Second, from that position on the x-axis, move up if the y-coordinate is positive or move down if it is negative. Third, draw a dot to represent the point described by the coordinates. Now, for you to understand, let's have the given example. Plot each point on a coordinate plane. First, given point A with the coordinates, positive 4 is the x, positive 3 is the y. Always start at the origin. The x-coordinate is positive, so we move 1, 2, 3, 4 units going to the right. From that position, on the x-axis, we move 1, 2, 3 units going up. For the y-coordinate is also positive. Then draw a dot to represent the point A with the coordinates 4, 3. And that is located on quadrant 1. Next, given point B with coordinates negative 3 is the x, positive 2 is the y. Start at the origin, we move 1, 2, 3 units to the left for the x-coordinate is negative. From that position, we move 1, 2 units up for the y-coordinate is positive. Then draw a dot to represent point B with coordinates negative 3, 2. And that is located on quadrant 2. Next, given point C with the coordinates negative 5 is the x, negative 4 is the y. Start at the origin, we move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 units to the left. And from that position, we move 1, 2, 3, 4 units going down, for both coordinates are negative. Then draw a dot to represent the point C with the coordinates negative 5, negative 4, and that is located on quadrant 3. Next, given point D with coordinates positive 1 is the x, negative 3 is the y. Start at the origin, we move 1 unit to the right for positive x coordinate, and 1, 2, 3 units going down for negative y coordinate. Then, draw a dot to represent the point D with the coordinates 1, negative 3, and that is located on quadrant 4. Next, given point E. The abscissa is 2, so we move 2 units to the right. Since the ordinate is 0, we don't have to move up or down. Thus, the point E with the coordinates 2, 0 is on the x-axis. Next, given point F. The abscissa is 0, so we don't have to move to the right or left. Since the ordinate is negative 5, so we move straight down. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Thus, point F with the coordinates 0, negative 5 is lying on the y-axis. So take note, when one coordinate is 0, the point is on the axis. Next is identifying the coordinates of a point. So here are the steps that we need to consider to determine the coordinates of a given point in the coordinate plane. First, draw a vertical line passing through the point and the x-axis. The number aligned to the point on the x-axis is the abscissa. Second, draw a horizontal line passing through the point and the y-axis. The number aligned to the point and the y-axis is the ordinate. Now let's have the given example. Determine the coordinates of each town or city shown on the map. First, we have the town of Bulacan. Draw a vertical line passing through the point and the x-axis, and a horizontal line passing through the point and the y-axis. The number aligned to the point on the x-axis is negative 3, and the number aligned to the point on the y-axis is positive 4. So we have negative 3, positive 4 as the coordinates of Bulacan, and that is located on quadrant 2. Next is the town of Rizal. Draw a vertical line passing through the point and the x-axis, and a horizontal line passing through the point and the y-axis. The number aligned to the point on the x-axis is positive 3. And the number aligned to the point on the y-axis is positive 1. So we have 3, 1 as the coordinate of Rizal, and that is located on quadrant 1. Next is the town of Cavite. A vertical line is passing through the point and aligned to negative 2 on the x-axis, and a horizontal line is passing through the point and aligned to negative 3 on the y-axis. The coordinates of Cavite is negative 2, negative 3, and that is located on quadrant 3. For the town of Laguna, a vertical line is passing through the point and aligned to 0 on the x-axis, but negative 5 is already on the y-axis. So the coordinates of Laguna is 0, negative 5, which is located on the y-axis. And for the last, we have the city of Taguig. A vertical line is passing through the point and aligned to positive 1 on the x-axis, and a horizontal line is passing through the point and aligned to negative 1 on the y-axis. So the coordinates of Taguig is 1, negative 1, which is located on quadrant 4. Let's do more. We have the object's position. This activity will enable you to give the coordinates of the point where the object is located. First direction is to describe the location of each point. Second, plot and label each point and complete the following table. Let's have the first one. Describe the location of each point. Using the vertical and horizontal line, the camera is aligned to negative 4 on the x-axis and 7 on the y-axis. So we have the coordinates negative 4, 7, and that point is located on quadrant 2. Second, the book is aligned to positive 1 on the x-axis and negative 3 on the y-axis. So we have the coordinates 1, -3, and that point is located on quadrant 4. Third, the bag is aligned to +5 on the x-axis and 3 on the y-axis. So we have the coordinates 5, 3, and that point is located on quadrant 1. Fourth is the laptop. As you noticed, it lies on -6 on the x-axis and aligned to 0 on the y-axis. So we have the coordinates -6, 0, and that point is located on the x-axis. And for the last, we have the pen. The pen is aligned to -5 on the x-axis and -6 on the y-axis. So we have the coordinates -5, -6, and that point is located on quadrant 3. Next, plot and label each point and complete the following table. So here I'm going to use other way of plotting the points. Instead of moving to the right or to the left and moving up or down, I'm going to use the horizontal and vertical line and draw a point on their intersection, then label the point. Take note, always start on the x-axis, then next on the y-axis. So let's have point A. 2 is the x and -2 is the y. So the point is located on quadrant 4. Next, point B. 5 is the x and 8 is the y. So the point is located on quadrant 1. Next, point C. -1 is the x, 7 is the y. So the point is located on quadrant 2. Next, point D. 0 is the x, -4 is the y. So the point is located on the y-axis. And for the last, we have point E. -5 is the x, -1 is the y. And the point is located on quadrant 3. Now it's your turn. Do it yourself. Let's see if you learned something on this video. Graph the ordered pairs. Connect the points in the order they are given. So we're going to start on 0, 8 and we're going to stop on 0, 8. And the question is, what figure was formed? Don't forget to comment down below your answer. Happy learning! Thanks for watching. Please like and share. And don't forget to subscribe on my channel and click the bell button so that you will be notified whenever I'm going to upload a new one. Maraming salamat!